Hello and welcome to the show. This is episode 31 of the Life of Gaming podcast. My name is Jamie, and I'll be your captain on this haunted cruise of video game awesomeness. And you all know, my co-host, the Ren to my Reynold, Mr. Josh Brandt.
James, you dirty dog, you. Man. You had to beat me in fantasy football and ruin my week.
And it was easy.
That was not easy. I had the second highest score of the week, and you had the highest, you little...
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't look into it that far.
Stink.
That's hilarious.
Of course.
Oh, dude, that's so funny.
Well.
I think my team is what? How many weeks we played? I think I'm 5-2 now.
You're 4-2?
4-2? Yeah. Just
See,
keep on rolling.
Track of it. And
Right.
I'm like hardcore into this, and you still beat me. That's
well,
pathetic.
it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. What can I say?
This year it is.
Oh, man, dude. Anything else besides fantasy football going on?
No, my hype train is in full alert with the Star Wars trailer.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We got to spend a few minutes on this.
Oh,
what did you guys think?
Well, actually, before we do that, let's bring in my brother-in-law, Matt. Let's warp him in.
Yeah.
How you doing, sir?
Yeah.
Doing
I'm sure
great.
Matt has some good things to say.
Oh yeah. And plus, I am the 5-1 team in our league.
Congratulations!
So,
Hey,
you
guess who's
lost.
beating all of us? By the way, Matt, you know who's beating all of us? Your mom.
Yeah, my mom. That's sad.
That sounds like a
Your
punchline to a
mom.
joke, but it's
I know.
seriously,
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
seriously your mom.
Yeah, and I'm playing her
She was
this
out
week,
of
so...
draft. She was auto drafting, wasn't she?
No, she was drafting.
Yeah, she actually drafted. It's
Really?
amazing. She's doing pretty good.
Man, that's incredible.
Well,
Matt,
Mr.
your
Brandt, you
mom's
want to talk about the Star Wars trailer. What did you
Yeah.
think?
What did I think? Well, the hype train. I'm fully on board the hype train with this one, guys. Choo choo! It's running at full
Oh,
steam
yeah.
right now. I can't wait. It looks like it sort of reminds me of A New Hope in a new way. That lots of parallels in between those two films, I think, which that can be a good thing and a bad thing. But I love A New Hope, so
Yeah.
it's all good to me. The only thing I'm really worried about is if it's maybe a little too dark. I don't know.
Oh, well,
I
I
like
think you'll be
some
able
of
to
that
balance it.
lighthearted humor of the original trilogy. But I don't know,
I
Matt.
think it
What do you
will.
think?
I think it'll have the humor. I mean, if you've ever seen Star Trek, which are J.J. Abrams, at least the only other sci-fi movies I can think of off the top of my head that he did, and there was some definite lighthearted humor there, and it had a good feel to it. I am super pumped. I loved this trailer. I think my favorite part was where they're on the Millennium Falcon, and I forget the new character's names already. It's Finn, and then what's the girl's name?
Oh man,
It's
you're asking the wrong guy.
yeah.
James
whatever her
I
name
don't
is.
care.
Whatever her name is, they're on the Millennium Falcon, and they turn to Harrison Ford, and they say something like, "We've heard stories" or whatever, and he's like, "It's true, all of it." Like that moment, I don't know what it was, but it was weird because it really makes you feel the distance between, at least as far as how much time is supposed to have passed between
Right.
the older films and the new ones. And also it kind of parallels a lot of, I don't know, I felt like it parallels a lot of things in society now. Like a lot of the feelings and belief systems of, 20, 30 years ago have been, completely, they faded out in recent years. And I don't know, just a really cool moment in that. And I'm just super pumped for the movie overall.
Cool.
A lot
And
of
even for
nostalgic
me,
moments.
I'm not a huge
Yeah.
Star Wars fan, but I thought it looked awesome. Like just everything about it, the way they put it together, and of course the music swelling and all that. It looks really good.
Yeah.
Did you guys pre-order your tickets?
I did not. Did you, sir?
No. I'll have to wait a couple days because I'll probably just go to the theater. But
Oh, so you're
Yeah.
actually going to see this when it comes out. You're not going to wait for it to drop in
no,
price?
this is one movie that you just have to see right
Oh
away.
yeah.
No, you're taking your
Yeah.
children, right?
Yep.
Family-friendly
we're,
movie.
We're going through. We got through the prequels, thank
Awesome.
God, and now we're going on to the original trilogy. So we're all going to be caught up
Cool.
for the new movies.
see,
So that'll be great.
See, I started Kelsey on the original trilogy. I started her with A New Hope, and we watched Empire Strikes Back the other night, and I got to get her to watch Return of the Jedi, and then we'll watch the prequels.
Cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I mean-
we're doing like a backwards twist there in a way.
Well,
Yeah,
put them
kinda
in the
big-
original order, right?
Yeah, in the original order of release, yeah.
See, now Brittany, my wife, she likes the prequels a lot. She's not a big Star Wars fan, but she actually enjoys the prequels. And there are some good ones in the prequels, especially number 3. Episode 3 is really good.
Yeah, 3 was good.
Yeah.
People who diss on the prequels, they're kind of focusing more on 1 and part of 2. 3
Right.
was really good.
Yeah, I think for me it would go 3, 1, 2 because 2 there's just a lot of stuff in 2. Just a lot of the acting,
Yeah,
like he kills
I'm-
the younglings, like just like all this, like is just delivered so badly.
that
Oh
was
my
actually
gosh.
in 3, but
Oh, was it? Well, you know,
Yeah.
it's
yeah,
just
I mean,
so many
other
lines.
than the piss poor acting at times, it was enjoyable. I mean, they're not as bad as
Yeah.
people say
Right,
they are.
I agree.
Really.
I am one of those people who I will not violently defend the prequels because the originals are way better. Like, they are.
Yes.
But people who say the originals or the prequels are not worth watching, like, they forget the good things that the prequels brought. Like, they actually defined the universe. You understood planets and you understood the politics. And I know people hate politics, but I guess me being a social studies guy, like, that all is very interesting to me. So
Stop bringing work
understanding
into
the-
this, man.
The universe. Yeah, I know. But
I
that's
agree
why
with you. I found
I
it
give them
interesting
credit.
in that regard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, with that, guys, let's hop into what we've been playing. So, Matt, let's start with you this week. What have you been up to, man?
Oh, not too much. I finished Valiant Hearts,
Cool.
which was awesome.
Tear
in the
jerker.
end.
Yeah.
Great
Yes,
game.
at the end, I did not see that end coming. Beautiful music. That was the one thing that stood out to me about it. Great experience. I was the one who was stopping every time there was a new level to read up on, all the historical facts on all the pieces of equipment and everything that you found. I didn't find all the objects, whatever they were in each level, but it was great. Definitely recommend that for anybody. And I know we have before several times.
Great game.
The only other game I've been playing really, I just finished episode 5 of Tales of the Borderlands.
Oh, I'm not done with it
Just-
yet.
just like 5 minutes ago.
Wow.
So
How was
How
it?
far
Was
into
it,
it
was
are
it
you?
epic?
how far into it are you?
I want to say I'm halfway because I just got the little achievement to pop that thing said chapter 3 completed. It's either 2 or 3. So
Are
I
you back on Pandora yet?
just got there. Like literally just got there. That's why I turned it off when I
Okay,
had
I
to
wouldn't
stop.
say you're halfway. I say you're about a third of the way.
Okay.
Maybe. It's really good. The middle part was it wasn't dull, but I feel like it was very anticlimactic, and I thought it was the end. And I'm like, wow, this is how it's ending. Like, it's cool. I like where they're going with the characters, but I'm like, it's not really going anywhere. And then there was an actual big epic end, so I'm like, oh, okay. And it was really, really good in the end. I will say, your choices. Did you warn Felix when he was throwing up the bomb?
Yes.
Okay, you did? So
Yes.
he's good. Well, then later on, you're going to get an option to put together, or to I don't want to give
We don't
way
want
too
to
much.
spoil
You-
anything.
No, but I will need to tell you who to pick in this because
You can't
you'll
tell me.
find it
I need
hilarious.
no. I need to experience it myself, man.
All I'm going to say is pick Felix.
Oh my gosh!
Because that
I told him
because
not
that
to tell
opens
me,
up-
and he told me.
So
No,
pick the
because
opposite guy.
No, it opens up an option that you're going to want because if you pick Felix, it's going to open up an option that you are going to want.
Sure,
And I know
okay,
you,
okay.
and you will find hilarity in it. So yeah, so do that.
Right.
But other than that, it's very, very great. Very great end to it. Actually, one of the better Telltale series. I've only played this, Walking Dead, and Back to the Future, so I don't have as much experience with as some people out there. But probably, I actually like it better than Walking Dead because I like the Borderlands universe better than Walking Dead. But the Walking Dead games were amazing for what they were.
Sure.
So I don't know, it, really great in the end.
Cool. Well, for
Didn't that
myself,
wrap?
Oh,
Well,
sorry,
I was
go
just gonna say episode 1 of Tales of Borderlands is free on the PSN. I don't know if it's free on
everywhere.
Xbox.
They actually made it free everywhere, and they also made Game of Thrones Episode 1 free as well.
Yeah. Ooh, I might try that one.
But I'm not a Game of Thrones person, so
I'm just going to say this. Either, I played like maybe a fourth of Episode 1, and I fell asleep actually playing the game.
Wow.
Like, it put me to sleep.
Well, what time were you playing
I can say I was honestly tired, but I don't know. It just doesn't interest me.
You probably just had like the perfect mix of being tired and mostly being a story game. We just press a few buttons versus being fully invested in it.
Yeah. I just it's just something I turned on because another game was downloading. And yeah.
Did you?
I woke up and the game's still on. I'm like, whoa, what? Okay.
Did you get to the action part yet in Episode 1, or were you still up on the station?
I was still up on the station. I met
you were pretty early.
Oh, that's why. Early. Yeah, you need to get down. You need to get off the station. It's only like another probably 10 minutes, and then it gets good.
Okay. I might go back to it. So many games to play.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, as for me, Matt, I played a little bit of Tales from the Borderlands, the final episode. Like you said, I'm about a third of the way through that. I'm enjoying it. One thing I did finish, I finished Life is Strange. I really enjoyed it a lot. There were some odd parts to it. Like, the story was great, but they made some odd choices with some of the gameplay and some of the voice. Like, you're really invested in some of these characters, and then the voice acting comes out, and you're like, ugh. Like, it kind of just hits you, you know what I'm saying? Or it's just like not very good quality and kind of pulls you out of the experience. But like as an overall package, Life is Strange was really good. You should check it out. And I actually have a review for that, the final episode going up on the Digital Nerd Advocate. Hopefully have that up this weekend. The other game I'm playing, which Brant, you actually don't know about this one. This one is just myself. I'm playing this for the work print. I'm actually reviewing Yoshi's Woolly World. And oh my gosh, this game wasn't even on it was kind of on my radar. I knew about it. This game is awesome. I don't want to give away my review or anything like that, but dude, oh my gosh, because I think this is something that your kids would really enjoy. You would enjoy playing with your kids because it starts off really easy, and the difficulty is mostly based around how you want to play it. Like if you want to try to find everything, oh my gosh, dude, they hide things really well. And so it makes it more difficult as you're trying to, get all the sunflowers and get all the, the yarn collectibles and stuff. It makes it really difficult because they put them in very hard places. The other thing is, you have a bunch of ways to control it. You can play with the gamepad. You can play with the Pro Controller. Pretty much every different way under the sun to play it. And the way I found myself most enjoying it, people are probably going to be shocked by this. I'm playing it with the Wii remote on its side, like an NES controller. And the reason for that, it's a 2D side scroller, right? And playing with like a joystick didn't feel right. It felt kind of weird. And so I've been playing with the Wii remote sideways. I'm really liking that a lot because all you have is jump and your tongue button. And then when you throw an egg, because normally when you throw an egg in Yoshi's Island, I don't know if you remember or not, like that little kind of, like the X with the dots goes tick, 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 and like it kind of just moves on its own, right? Yeah. Well, with the Wii remote, you hold down the A button and it pops up, and then you sort of tilt the Wii remote to aim it, and it's so much more accurate. It is so
sounds better.
Dude, it's awesome, and I'm really enjoying it a lot. Like the music is fantastic, and really that game in general, I feel like that yarn look is almost going to hurt it in a way because it makes it seem like it's like a baby game almost. But dude, this is like the best Yoshi's Island game in a very, very long time. And like I said, I'll have my review for that up on Workprint pretty soon. So
it's sort of like the Kirby game of the same ilk.
No, because the Kirby game was like super, super easy. Like I rented it and I got really bored. I got bored with that really fast. The Yoshi's Woolly World, dude, it starts off easy. It's going to fool you. It starts off easy. But as it goes on, it picks up speed. And they, like, every single world has new ideas. So, I mean, you've got the yarn mechanic, so everything looks like yarn. You can fold things, you can push things, so that's pretty cool. But then you've seen from, like, a lot of the trailers and stuff, there's certain levels where, like, there's shadows and, like, a curtain will be moving.
Oh,
and you can only see platforms when the curtain's over it, and the curtain will move out of the way and the platform's gone.
Those levels look cool.
There's a lot of levels where you transform into different stuff, because Yoshi's always done that, which is, they've never really explained that, but like he'll turn into a motorcycle, or he'll turn into an umbrella, like he does, like he just changes into stuff, and it totally changes the gameplay. There's those one levels where you're like riding on a curtain that's going like super, super fast, and like it's awesome. If you, for whatever reason, let's say down the road, you magically get a Wii U, get Yoshi's Woolly World. It is awesome. But that's
Or
what I've
hopefully
been.
the NX is backwards compatible.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
But
that's
Brant,
about the only way.
what about you, man?
For me, it's been this game called Until Dawn. I'm digging
yes.
into that deeper, getting
Yeah.
into some really juicy, gory details here. And unfortunately, one of my party members got killed. I was hoping I could make it through without losing anybody, but was unable to. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it right now. The person that got killed, I don't see how a choice could be different, like how you could have saved him. So it sort of makes me wonder how. I want to go back and like play with a guide or something just to see what choices I missed and what happened.
Honestly,
with that,
there's probably a trophy for saving everybody.
Oh yeah, I'm sure, and probably a trophy for killing everybody.
More than likely.
That's what I did with Heavy Rain. I just went back and used a guide and like played the ending like 5 different times so I could get a platinum.
But yeah, the sense of choice is really awesome though. So I'll probably go play it now. I'll play through it again without the guide and just make different choices. Then I'll third time, because it's a game you got to play multiple times.
Sure.
And there's that there's a psychiatrist that you talk to between chapters.
Oh, okay.
It's the actor, I forget his name. He's in Armageddon. He's the Russian guy that's out in space that's really creepy.
Oh, okay.
You know that guy? Yeah, it's his face exactly in the game, and he has that weird accent. And lots of people didn't like those parts of the game, but I really enjoyed it because he gives you choices like, choose this picture or this picture, or if you prefer honesty or loyalty. And yeah, I don't get it yet, but it's really fascinating.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's such an awesome game. I hope it comes to other systems, which I doubt. Since it's a Sony owned property, it won't.
Right.
When you get a PS4 down the road, get it. And then I've been playing this game called Oregon Trail.
Oh, I've heard about that.
Based off of Oregon Trail. I'm playing Oregon Trail, the deluxe edition, the special edition that's come out for PS4.
Is this for PlayStation enthusiasts?
Wait.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. This
like,
is
like
this
the
is a game I just.
original.
Yeah, like there's it was for iOS or Android before. It's based off Oregon Trail, of course.
But it's like a zombie
You start
game,
out
right?
in the east, but yeah, you go out west. And it's basically the same thing. And it's funny because you have your party, like you make yourself, and then you can pick the names of the 4 other people. And I have you, James. And I have Matt, Chris, and Ben.
That's hilarious.
and James, like on the first 5 minutes, you die from a zombie bite.
Well, thanks.
Nice.
And I have to put you down because you're near death. And
well, at least put me out of my misery so I didn't turn into a zombie, right?
But yeah, it's really good, Matt. It's like you get as you drive, you get like dysentery and Oregon Trail. People pass away. And, The only thing bad I have to say about it is the shooting mechanics are pretty bad in it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, are there hunting missions in that? Because
sometimes you have to scavenge. Yeah, like sometimes you scavenge, and then you meet at these outposts where you can buy fuel. You need extra tires and a radiator or something, because if it breaks down while you're on the road, you'll have to scavenge for it, and there's always a good chance you'll die if you go out. I mean, it's really 8-bit graphics.
Yeah,
it has a cool retro feel to it. It's pretty simple, but yeah, it's really enjoyable, and I'm sure you would like it, Matt, since you are into the Oregon Trail and things like that. So
that sounds really cool.
I love those old games.
And is that on every system, or is that just on PlayStation?
Just on PlayStation right now, but like I said, you can download it over the Android on your phone.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Or something. Yep.
Cool. Well, with that, guys, we're going to hop into our news section and what we call Captain's Log. Okay, Brant, let's start with you today in the PlayStation news.
Ooh.
So, what would you rather talk about? The PlayStation Vita or more Until Dawn talk?
Ooh.
Or Until Dawn talk. I think I'll choose the since I love my Vita, I'll go for the Vita, even though I know this is probably sad news.
It is sad news. In an interview recently, I believe with 4Gamer, they announced that there will be no more first-party Vita games. They said it's only going to have third-party support from now on. They want to shift their focus to the PlayStation 4 because of the success it's had around the world. So, I mean, you kind of saw that coming,
Makes
right?
sense.
Yeah. I mean, this is a news article is coming out today, but I mean, this was already written,
Right.
a few months ago. So nothing new there. It's still great. It still pumps out great games. Still has a lot of good indie games coming out, third-party games, lots of JRPGs that are good to play. So it's still, I see more hype for it now than when it originally came out. Like people are now going out to buy it because all this cross-play and cross-save stuff. So it's pretty cool.
And you're still enjoying yours, right?
Oh yeah, I love mine.
Cool.
It's the best handheld I've ever owned, other than the price of the memory cards, which that's the main fault of the system. It's spectacular. And remote play works very well as long as you have a good internet connection. I mean, I could be anywhere, at the park, church, if it has a Wi-Fi signal.
You're sitting in church playing Fallout 4.
Yep. Oh yeah, I know what he's talking about. Yep, as I play my Oregon Trail there.
Oh my gosh. Well, hey,
it's good stuff.
Cool. Well, real quick, I just want to just talk about the Until Dawn stuff. Just throw it out there because I don't know if you heard about this or not. It's rumored that they're going to do VR DLC for Until Dawn for PlayStation VR. It's going to be titled Rush of Blood. And what happened, they haven't said it's for VR, but when they interviewed Peter Samuels, who is the executive producer of the game, he said that, and this is a quote, PlayStation VR cropped up in the conversation a few times during development, but no, we don't expect there'll be an edition of Until Dawn story playable in VR anytime soon. And then he adds, not unless somebody has a sudden rush of blood, which also happens to be the name of the DLC. So who knows? You might have some VR DLC come to Until Dawn.
That's really awesome. I did not hear about that. That makes me happy. It makes me really want to get PlayStation VR.
It's only going to be like $400.
I was going to say, did they ever announce the price? How much was it?
Well,
$400?
What they said was it's going to cost the same as a premium console. So I'm assuming between $300 and $400, maybe.
Okay.
I'm really hoping it's $299.
That's still really expensive.
That would be that. I mean, it's going to be expensive, but that would be that real sweet spot, If it's $100 more, then it's really going to knock a lot of people out to get it.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, all you have to do is plug it into your PlayStation 4, and it's good to go. All the other ones, like the ones coming to Xbox and stuff. I mean, you can stream to your Xbox, but you gotta use your PC, or I don't even know how it works, but
and
PlayStation's
the specs have
to
be really, the specs have to be really high for it. Too.
Right.
But yeah, like you said, the PlayStation's just plug it in, play.
Okay, Matt, on to Xbox. There's really not much
right.
Xbox news right now, so don't be too excited either way. Would you rather talk about Cortana or Gears of War?
Let's go Gears.
That surprises me. I thought you'd go the other way. Gears of War, they just announced that there's going to be...
He loves his Cortana.
There's going to be an esport league for Gears of War. There's going to be a prize of $50,000, and it's going to have 8 different teams, and it's going to be broadcast Thursday, October 29th at 8 p.m. Eastern on Twitch. Now, one thing about this, though, those that watch the broadcast, you can enter to win a custom-painted Xbox One with a digital copy of Gears of War Ultimate.
There you go, Brant.
So, my question to you, Matt, I know we're not big esports people, but do you think Gears of War is really a good fit for that? Because it's more of a slower game.
Oh, it's definitely esports. I mean, it's the only game I really spent a lot of time playing the multiplayer on was 1, and that was back when it was, I think it was 2-on-2 or 4-on-4. I can't remember exactly, but it is slower, but it's still very, I don't know, well designed and fair and even, I guess, and it involves a lot of strategy a lot of times. So I think it's a perfect game for esports. Although you're right, I'm not really into esports personally, but it's not really a game that you can exploit a lot of, other factors in there to make it to where it's uneven battles of any kind, at least from what I know. So
Sure. I mean, esports has really grown a lot in the last few years. It mostly just used to be, what game was StarCraft? That's all anybody ever played in esports. And now, I mean, Call of Duty's kind of taken over, and now ESPN even, broadcast esporting events. So who knows, in a few years, it could be all over the place.
They've been doing Halo for a while too, right? And Smash Brothers?
Yeah, they've been doing Smash Brothers. I'm assuming they've done Halo as well. But, I mean, for being broadcast on television, I don't hear about it that much.
Oh, yeah, television, yeah. What was the
Cortana news?
Cortana thing.
Well, you know that Cortana is coming to Xbox One. I mean, it's on smartphones and Windows 10. And they said that Cortana will work on Xbox Ones with a headset. You do not need Kinect to use voice commands anymore with the new UI. You only need a headset, and it works just like Kinect would with the voice. So
wait a minute. Is this with the new dashboard?
This is with the new dashboard. When the new dashboard releases, Cortana will be on it. And you do not...
I need to try it out.
You don't need Kinect to use it. You just need a headset, and you can talk to Cortana, talk to your Xbox, just use your headset.
Huh, I need to try that out then, because I got the new UI.
Now, I don't know if it's in the preview UI, but it's going to be in the final UI.
Oh, okay. Huh.
But I guess we'll move on to Nintendo real quick. On the Nintendo side, a couple things I want to mention before we get to the news. Splatoon Splatfest, the next one coming up, it's next weekend. It's going to be Pirates versus Ninjas. So get in there, vote for which one you want, and as you know, you go in there and play all day Saturday of next week.
Ninja, yeah.
And you can actually,
Pirates.
I'd go with Pirates, by the way, just saying, I'm Team Pirates. But
Boo.
The other thing, just a quick note for Wii U owners. It's Halloween. You want to play something spooky. The new Fatal Frame Maiden of Blackwater just released. So a lot of people are hyped about that. It's only digital. You cannot buy a physical copy. However, a warning's gone out that says if you have an 8 gig Wii U, you cannot play it. You need, because the game itself is 18 gigs. So unless you have an external storage, you could not play it on a basic Wii U.
That's crappy.
And SD cards,
gigs.
SD cards cannot work. Like, you can't stream games off the SD cards, so you have to have an external hard drive, or you have to have the deluxe Wii U and pretty much everything cleaned off of it.
I was gonna say, because the deluxe is only like 30.
What the heck?
Yes, 32. But here's the weird thing about the game, because I was reading into it, and they said you can download the very first episode for free right now. It is 9 gigs. So you download 9 gigs, it's the game. Now, here's the weird thing. If you download the rest of the episodes, the other 4 or 5, whatever it is, it's an additional 8 point something. So it's like the 9 gigs you download must be like the main game, and the other 8 gigs must like
be the assets.
Right. So
yeah, but
still, I mean, it's almost 18 gigs of a game. So you need an external hard drive.
Wow,
more money to spend. Who
right.
cares?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much that's what you have to do with any system though nowadays. I know with the Xbox One and PS4 you get more, but
you have
pretty
to
much
have
with both of them
more than 500 gigs.
You got to get either external for Xbox One or a new internal for the PS4.
Right, and I've got a 2 terabyte on my Wii U, and I've got a 2 terabyte on my Xbox One, so I'm covered.
Yeah, you're good for its life cycle and beyond.
Well, dude, sorry, go ahead, Matt. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, did you download Tales of Borderlands to your hard drive or to your actual console?
I have everything downloading automatically to the external.
Okay, that'll be good because apparently games run faster off of that connection, especially if you have a fairly good external hard drive.
Right.
And the one bad thing about episode 5 is in the climax of it, where I was kind of towards the end, it kept like it would freeze a lot. Like the events kept going, and obviously it doesn't really mess with me because they were just cutscenes.
Right.
But it was freezing a lot when it was changing scenes.
Huh.
It was like it was loading slow for some
That's
reason.
weird.
I don't know if that was just my experience or or if it's the fact that I have it downloaded to my actual console or what.
Right.
So I was just making sure when you get to that.
Well, one thing I want to mention, just quickly throw it out there. Fatal Frame is 18 gigs. Yoshi's Woolly World, when I downloaded, I think it was 7.5. And that's a bigger game. Nintendo is very good at like shrinking their data down. They've always been awesome at that. But okay, Matt, on to the Nintendo news. Would you rather talk about Legend of Zelda for quote unquote Wii U? Or would you talk about Mario Tennis Ultra Smash?
Let's go Zelda.
Okay. Anuma, the creator of Zelda, he's been working on it for a while. And people were asking him about the Zelda for Wii U, and if it's, how big is this open world going to be? And he pretty much told people he's not only aiming for a large and seamless open world, but he wants to apply his own new twist to the idea. His actual quote, he said, "We actually had some feedback from Skyward Sword. Here, people were saying, this is not exactly the Zelda I was looking for. I was looking for bigger open worlds. Unfortunately, I can't go into detail, but I'm hoping to put a surprise or a kind of twist on my view of the open world game. I hope you'll look forward to it." So, Matt, go ahead and translate that. What do you think that means?
Wow, a twist on the open world. Well, I think it means potentially you can traverse anything and go anywhere, but it's not a sandbox. And so maybe that there's more to actually encounter around the world, because I think the problem with a lot of sandbox games are that there's just a lot of just NPCs that don't matter, or just a lot of blank space that you cover. So I don't know, maybe if there's something special about where you go, or the whole like Zelda traditionally has it requires you to have certain gadgets and gizmos to get to certain areas. So maybe it's open world, but you open it up piece by piece. I don't know. That's really tough.
Well, Brant, what do you think, man? You used to be a pretty big Zelda fan.
Yeah, and I still would if they'd make a good Zelda game.
There hasn't been a bad Zelda game, but go ahead, sir.
I beg to differ
jerk.
on the newest one. But
dude, Skyward Sword
anyway,
is so good. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I think what he means is that it's hearkening back to the original NES.
Oh, yeah.
So, I think it's going to be a world that you can just go off in any direction, and it doesn't matter what dungeon you go to. Maybe not the Metroidvania, like you need this item. You can just go to whatever dungeon there is, and you can get the item there, but it isn't necessarily going to unlock another one. Like, you could start off in Fire Dungeon or Water, just anywhere. And
so kind of like Link Between Worlds.
Yeah, it's going to be, just vastly open-ended, and I think that would be really awesome.
Awesome. Should be a good time, I hope. But to add on to the quote, he did a little bit more to say. He said, "If we put all the feedback the fans write directly into the game, there won't be an element of surprise. If there's a comment and they're asking for certain elements, I would think, oh, why not interpret this in a different way that you wouldn't expect? That's how we create a new element in a Zelda game. I always want to implement something new and surprising into every game." So, Nintendo's pretty good at, surprising people. So we'll see what they do. But the Mario Tennis news, just to let you guys know, they had a new trailer come out. They announced a bunch of stuff for it. It's going to have amiibo support, of course. And the amiibo support, what it's going to do, it can be your doubles partner. And, you put your amiibo in. It's actually kind of like Smash Brothers. The more you play with that double partner, the better they get. You can add stats onto them, make them better. One thing they're doing with this, the amiibo that they have, it's Mario, Luigi, Peach, Bowser, Yoshi, Rosalina, Wario, Toad, and Donkey Kong. So pretty much the main Mario Tennis people. But if you have one of those and put them on there and train them, you can actually take them online and play people online with as a doubles match of you and your amiibo. So it's not just for single player. So that's kind of cool. But okay,
I think that's
on to third-party stuff. Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. I just wish they would have allowed for you to put in, and maybe they will at some point, like Link or Marth or Ness or somebody like that too. That would have been cool.
Yeah. You never know. But I mean, then they have to make all the assets for all those characters. And this game, I feel like Mario Tennis is going to be great. But I feel like they probably rushed it into production at the end there because the problem was they promised us Zelda this holiday. It got moved. Then they promised us Star Fox this holiday. It got moved. And so they're like, we have to give them something. So they're giving us Mario Tennis.
There will be blood.
So we'll see. But on to our third-party stuff. Just one quick note to throw out there. Fallout 4 has gone gold. I don't know if you saw it, Brant, but Bethesda tweeted today a picture of Vault Boy standing around a bunch of copies of Fallout 4 on Xbox One, PS4, and PC, just like, the physical boxed copies. So that's going to be awesome. Actually, one thing to mention, though, with our washer and dryer and everything dying, I had to cancel my pre-orders. So I don't know when I'm going to get Halo 5. But if I can only get one more game this year, just because money's tight now, if I can only get one more game this year, it's probably going to be Fallout. I'm not sure where I'm going to order it from now. But I'm not sure where I'm going to order it from because I was getting it from Microsoft to get that $10 free or $15 back for free. But now I'm kind of looking to see what other bonuses other people have. So we'll see. And I know Best Buy gets you $10 back, so that's kind of cool.
Get that Gamers Club unlocked, man.
Well, I looked into that, and you have to physically buy it in the store. You cannot buy it online.
Right. So just go to the store once, and then...
Yeah, I have to drive 45 minutes to get there.
That's too much work.
Okay, Brant, here's your choices. Would you rather talk about Batman Arkham Knight or Rock Band 4?
Rock Band 4 is on everybody's mind at the moment, so let's start with that.
Okay, Brant, this is actually kind of a pickle they've put themselves into. Amazon, what happened? People of the Harmonix team was going on to Amazon and writing 5-star reviews for the game.
Really?
So what happened? The company came out and apologized. This is the actual company quote. Harmonix has clarified its internal policy about posting reviews of our own products on retail sites. And we've asked that existing reviews be edited to identify Harmonix employees or be removed entirely. We believe the reviews posted by a few employees were sincere and without ill intention. As a studio, we don't believe these are appropriate actions. We appreciate the feedback from the community and take our relationship with the fans seriously. So, Brant, what do you think about that? Is this a big black eye on Harmonix?
The game isn't really... I mean, it's I think around an 80 Metacritic, which that's pretty good,
It is reviewing better than Guitar Hero.
Yeah, which that is good on their side, but, it's... I bet a lot of companies actually do that practice of having their employees, give it 5 stars. Which it sounds shady, but, probably everybody's doing it anyway in some regard. But if a good game stands the test, they don't really need to be doing that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, on the game on its own, it seems like it's really just a bunch of rehashed ideas. There's really nothing new to it. I think it was the right time to bring it back, but they could have at least worked a little harder. I hear the set list isn't that good, too.
Sure.
So... maybe they felt like they needed extra press to make it sound better.
Sure. Well, actually, speaking of tracks, they did say that you'll be able to download your Rock Band 3 DLC before the end of the year. Right now, the date for that is December 8th. So if you want to get all your Rock Band 3 DLC, you should be able to download it in December. But Matt, what do you think about this whole situation?
Oh, I just think it's, people trying to find news because, I mean, companies all do that. I've seen people that, review their own books and stuff online and they'll give themselves 5-star reviews. It's just what you do. But in reality, if you end up seeing like 5-star reviews and the rest are 3s and 2s, people are going to trust the fact that, 70 of the reviews were 2s and 3s and there's only 5 stars.
Sure.
So, the reality will come out. I just think it's just kind of a funny thing to laugh at.
Right.
I don't think it's like a black mark.
No, I know.
I will say.
Sorry, go ahead.
I will say about the tracks. Wait. Oh, actually, I was going to ask you. So they don't even let you have your Rock Band 2 and 3 and 1 songs yet?
Not yet. No, it is not available. You only have the Rock Band 4 stuff. They're going to patch it. They're going to patch it in. So if you get it for
Okay.
Christmas, you're good to go. But if you get it now, it's not there.
Huh.
But are you going to pick it up?
That's
Because I know you've
disappointing.
always been a Rock Band guy. But I know now you're a married guy. You got a kid on the way. Money's probably a little bit tighter. Rock Band's not a cheap game.
No, and especially, well, we were talking about like how they say the track list is weak. I'm pretty sure that since there have been so many, Rock Band or Guitar Hero games, pretty much every classic song that people want to play has been used at some point.
Right.
And really, I mean, there's a couple songs you can pull out here and there. I liked the Rock Band Network idea where they let you create like bands that aren't exactly popular and put those on, and you could buy that. And that was like around the age of like Rock Band 2 or whatever. But with this, I mean, in our modern world that really doesn't have a lot of band music, it has a lot of, pop music or synthesized or whatever you're putting, but it doesn't have a lot of band music. We're kind of running out of songs to use.
Right.
So, I mean,
they could start doing
Yeah,
like
I
marching
probably won't
bands.
get yeah, there you
Get
go.
like a trumpet and a trombone and a tuba and put some buttons on there. Dude, I wouldn't even think of that. That is like pure genius.
That's the next rock band.
Star
marching
Wars
band.
Day. There
Hey,
we go.
all you have to do, that would go perfect with the Star Wars Connect game. I'm Han Solo. I'm Han Solo.
Oh,
Did you
dude.
actually ever play that?
No, I did not.
Okay, that's a good
I just remember all the reviews and stuff for that were just all over the place.
yeah.
But, okay.
yeah.
We'll get into our money-saving stuff on my 2 cents. On Xbox, right now, at Walmart, you can get the Gears of War bundle with an extra controller for $354, which we have mentioned in the past. You can actually upgrade that to the 1 terabyte Madden bundle for only $50 more. Also, at Best Buy, you can trade in an Xbox 360 or a PS3 for $150 toward an Xbox One. So if you want to get rid of those old systems, might be a good time to do it. As for PlayStation, Brant, do you have any special sales going on this week?
Well, over on the PSN, they have the Sale of the Dead going on right now, which you can get Oregon Trail. Usually it's $10, but it's $5.99 this week.
Cool.
And then they have a bunch of other, zombie-themed games that you can get for discounted prices. So go for it.
Awesome. And the only other thing to mention to go along with that, we'd mentioned before, if you spend $100 before November 3rd, you get $15 back in PlayStation Network credit. So all these great flash sales going on, $10 games, buy 10 of them between now and November 3rd, you'd be set. So that,
Cool.
is an option. Over on Nintendo, not a lot with Nintendo most of the time, but right now you can get a refurbished Wii U with Wind Waker and Nintendo Land for $235. So if you want to get a cheap Wii U so you can play the awesome Yoshi's Woolly World, get a Wii U, $235.
Pristine.
And get Splatoon.
And Splatoon, that's right. There's so many good Wii U games. I feel so...
And Mario Kart 8.
Oh, man, I feel so
Smash
bad for all
Brothers.
the people that won't get to experience that because the NX will come out and the Wii U will be a distant memory.
But if the NX is backwards compatible,
There you
then
go.
we get to relive those.
Then they'll get to
Yep.
experience
We'll
them,
see.
yeah. Which it better be, because I'm pretty sure I couldn't do just like a year and a half of being able to play Smash with all those amiibos, because I'd feel like all those amiibos are pointless.
Hey, they're
don't
cool
carry
little
over
statues,
True.
man. They're going to be worth some money when they stop making them.
I'm a practical guy. I like to actually use
Right,
them to play
true.
with.
That's why you got to get Mario Tennis. Then you'll be set.
Yeah.
But and honestly, I'm really kind of worried because I bought a lot of digital games. Like I have Yoshi's Woolly World. I've got a digital copy. I've got a digital copy of Toad's Treasure Tracker. I've got a digital copy of Pikmin 3. I'm worried with the way Nintendo Network is set up. Am I still going to be able to play those? I sure hope so.
Ooh,
We'll see.
I would think so.
But on to games, so we can
Jeez,
save some
yeah.
money. GameStop right now, you can get Resident Evil Revelations 2 for $20. Not too bad. The Amazing Until Dawn that Brant has been ranting and raving about on Amazon, you can get it for $40. Also
Nice
on Amazon,
price.
it's, I don't know if this price is low enough, but for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 on Amazon, you can get it for $48. So it's not, I mean, it's normally $60, so you are saving some money, but are you saved enough for
Have
all?
they patched it yet?
There
However,
you go, Matt.
they did delay the Xbox 360 and PS3 versions to fix it, but that probably means those games are canceled. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But the other thing, we don't talk about PC games that much, but the Humble Bundle right now is awesome. It is Capcom games. So for like $15, there are so many good games on there, and there's a lot of Resident Evil on there. You can get Resident Evil Revelations, Revelations 2, Resident Evil 4 and 5. You can get Remember Me, Street Fighter 4, DMC Devil May Cry. I mean, go on there and look at the list. All these games are awesome. So super cheap. As long as you pay more than the average, you get all of them.
Sounds good.
So make sure to check that out.
Yeah.
But do you guys know of anything else going on right now in the sales world?
No, you covered it, man.
Yeah.
Cool. With that, guys, we're going to hop into our topic of the week. So I guess
All
that
right.
means it's up to you, Brant.
It's up to me. You leave it up to me.
Hit it. Dude, you are
James,
so
I know. I just wanted to see what you would say.
Okay, guys. As you know, we are doing our Halloween horror games series right now.
Yes.
The first week we started with Resident Evil. Last week we did Dead Space. And real quick, I want to mention for next week, here is a nice kind of tantalizing thing to think about. Next week we'll be talking about zombie games. And with it, we're going to be talking about a very specific zombie game, Zombie Vikings on PlayStation 4. We are actually going to be having 2 members from Zoink Games join us. So it is going to be an awesome, awesome time. So make sure to check that out next week.
Yeah, check it out.
But for this week,
It's going to be a good episode.
it will be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So we're very excited to have them on the show. This week, we're going to do something a little bit different because we've been talking about strict horror games. Today, we're going to change it up a little bit and kind of talk about humorous horror games or games that aren't necessarily horror, but they have a cool Halloween DLC or something, or an Easter egg or something hidden in there, just to kind of give people who don't really like horror games something to talk about. But I guess real quick before we do that, let me ask you, Brant, what game do you play to get yourself in the Halloween mood?
Halloween movie. I think I'm going to make Until Dawn every year Halloween tradition now.
So even
Just
if you
go
go
through
back and play it all and see all the endings, you're still going to play it every year, huh?
Yeah, I think. Well, this is what I think I'll do. I'll finish it this time because there's Fallout 4 will be out by the time I finish it this first time.
Right.
So that'll take up everything, and then I'll let it think about my decisions the next year when Halloween comes around. Break it out again. I think that's going to be something that I'll keep on doing.
Your
and
yearly
then
staple.
Costume Quest.
Yes.
Costume Quest. I
Right.
still have to finish number 1.
Wow.
I got
Wow.
probably halfway through it, probably further. And
Very sad.
yeah, I never finished it, but I really enjoyed it. So
Well,
maybe I'll play it more tomorrow with Eli or something
Cool.
because he really liked watching
that's a
it.
great game
So
for kids, too. But Matt, what about you, man? What game can you think of
It is.
that gets you in the horror
Oh,
mood?
Hands down, Costume Quest.
Awesome.
I mean, that game I still have to do too because I bought it for Wii U. It doesn't really work, so I got to get it on another system.
Right.
So I got to.
It is super choppy on Wii U, which is very disappointing.
Yeah, but it's so great. Like Costume Quest at Halloween is as pivotal in my experience of the holiday as It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie
Right.
Brown. Like they're right up there. Have to do them every Halloween.
Cool.
I got
Well-
a
The
rock.
Great Pumpkin, I guess.
Dude,
Yeah.
I laugh so
got
hard at
rocked.
that every time. My wife thinks I'm crazy.
It's-
But I'm like,
no, it's
who,
great.
who would give a kid a rock for
And
Halloween?
it's just Charlie Brown. I mean, why just him?
Oh, dude.
Hey, when does that movie come out? The
November.
Peanuts movie.
Sometime in November.
Yeah, I saw a preview
Oh,
for
I
that.
gotta
I
see
didn't
that.
even know about that.
Yeah.
Looks
Take your
good.
kids, man.
Oh.
But,
Oh,
yeah.
that and Ernest Scared Stupid.
right.
Have to watch that every Halloween.
Yeah. Don't
Oh,
forget that.
dude. Well, actually, to stay on our corny kind of humorous horror games, let's start with Costume Quest because that is on my list as well. That is a game you can beat in what, 3 hours maybe? Like,
Well, with the DLC, it's like 7-8 hours.
the
probably.
DLC Grubbins on Ice is kind of like the Christmas game because you go to like a snowy place and it's like more of, and
Yeah.
you're still getting candy, but it's more like presents. But I guess with Costume Quest, what about Costume Quest makes us want to come back to it every year? I mean, I guess, Matt, since you and I have finished it, what about you, man? What makes you always come back to this game?
It's like, I mean, it's a trick-or-treating experience, and I never actually did trick-or-treating as a kid. I was one of those who never did it. But I still understood like the whole holiday and stuff, and I think it's brief enough, and it's got a solid beginning, middle, end, and it's a nice little experience to where you feel like it's a magical adventure you go on while trick-or-treating, or magical in the sense that you're beating up some bad guys, which is pretty fun. But it has the whole fall atmosphere. I mean, the way the areas are designed, it feels like fall. It's great music. I don't know. I think just a mixture of the fact that it's brief,
Sure.
enjoyable, and it's got a nice casual story that brings in that trick-or-treating experience.
Right.
That's
And
something that to me is
And one
cool.
thing you didn't mention, it's hilarious. The writing in this game is
Oh, yes,
really,
that too.
really funny. It's by Double Fine. Those that don't
Okay.
know, it's the guys that make Psychonauts, and they make
Tim Schafer.
Yeah, Tim Schafer, his team. They made Costume Quest, and it is fantastic. And with this game, for those that don't know what it is, you are Ren and Reynold. They are twins. Actually, who I'd mentioned at the beginning of the show with me and Brant in my introduction. But what it is, one of them, because you get to choose one at the beginning. So you can either be Ren or Reynold, and the one you don't choose gets dressed up like a piece of candy corn. And the monsters in the game, they're trying to, won't really say why they're collecting it, but they're trying to collect all the candy and steal all the candy. And so they think that Ren or Reynold, whoever's dressed like the candy corn, is a giant piece of candy. So they kidnap them. And what happens, you have to go on this adventure to save your brother or sister. And so you have to find these pieces for costumes. So you have a robot costume, but all it is you find a cardboard box and you find roller skates, and it's just like these random things. And when you go into combat, it's almost like a little kid's imagination, and you actually turn into a giant robot, or you turn into what else do they have?
Have that clown.
Yeah,
They have
like
the Statue of Liberty.
Statue
Right,
of Liberty. You get the pumpkin guy towards the
yeah,
end.
and there's like a spaceship guy, and it's just really really cool.
A ninja.
And it takes like that childhood fantasy type stuff and makes it really funny, and it's great for kids because it's humorous. There's nothing really bad in it, but at the same time, it's like it makes us older feel like we're kids again. It's just a really good game.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
I would say for me, I liken this a lot to movies, because movies give me a kind of holiday experience. But did you ever see that movie when you were a kid, guys? It was called like the Halloween Tree.
No.
It was like a Disney
Sounds
movie or
boring.
something like that. Kids going,
The holiday tree.
it was like some kids in costumes who like got caught in like a tornado or something. It's been years since I've seen it, but like they got caught in something and they go on like this epic Halloween adventure. This game just kind of reminds me of that. It gives me that feel. Like it's quick, straightforward. It's funny, but it's just a great experience, and it really gets into the mood.
Right. And like you said, Matt, it could be done in 2 sittings. It could be done. And I think the first time me and you ever played it, we beat it in
we
one
did
day.
it in one.
Like we did,
Yeah.
we played for a long time, took a short break, like 8 or something, and we came back and we finished it. I mean, you can really do it in one day. But normally I do it in like 2 or 3 sittings, like do it in a couple, hour and a half chunks over time.
It takes maybe 2 to 3 times as long as it would take to beat Journey on PlayStation.
Sure.
I would think something like that.
Well, I mean, with that, let's move into some more humorous stuff. This is more on the DLC side. Now, Matt, I don't know if you remember this or not, Borderlands 2. They came with
Yes.
holiday packs.
Yes, the Halloween.
And they
pumpkin
had,
guy.
one of the DLC was called TK Baja's Blood Harvest. Now, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know if you remember that or not, but that was one
Was
where.
it the Zombie Island?
No,
one?
actually, that's another one, though. That was Is it Dr. Ned or Dr. Zed? I can't
Dr.
remember.
Ned.
Dr. Ned's Zombie
Ned,
Island.
yeah.
Like, Borderlands is really, it wasn't even a horror game, but they, took all these, Halloween things and, put them in the DLC. It was, super, super smart. But I just remember blasting through that with you, man.
Oh yeah, there was the depending on which one we talk about, the TK Baja one only took like an hour or something like that. And you had to beat that giant pumpkin in the end. That guy was kind of tough. I don't think we were leveled up high enough the first time we played him. But then the Zombie Island, I remember that because you actually found TK Baja in his house, and he had been killed in the game. Spoilers there for anybody who's never played Borderlands 1.
Pretty early in the game.
But he got killed in the game. Yeah. And he was like, he came back as like a zombie, and he was giving you directions and what to do. And I just remember having to get one of the trophies, you had to like do headshots on so many zombies. So I would just go to areas and just keep headshotting zombies over and over and over again. It was honestly, of all like the zombie games I've ever played, even with the Resident Evils and that, because it was just Borderlands and had that kind of funny atmosphere to it. That was the best time I ever had shooting zombies, I will say.
Well, actually, speaking of zombies, one zombie game that is very family friendly, Plants versus Zombies. Now, Brant, I know your son had a very big. What happened? Tell listeners what happened.
This is a very big accomplishment for me and him. I come home from work, and there was one trophy left on this. I probably maybe put in 5 hours into that game, and I think he's put in probably 50. But yeah, every time he's been playing it, I've just seen these trophies keep popping off. And then there was one left, and it was either on this crazy difficulty, which is, as you guys know, if you played it, it's very, very difficult.
Right.
And I just said, if you can just, Eli, if you can do this, you'll be my biggest fan, dude. I didn't say it like that. But I came home from work, and he actually called me while he was at work, and he said,
"Wow,
Daddy, I beat." Yeah, he was that excited. And I come home, and sure enough, the nice. Platinum trophy is unlocked for it.
Wow,
man, that is awesome,
dude. Okay, you're
now
letting
I
your
just
son
have to get him to play all my other kids' games.
You're letting your son get all your trophies for you. Here's what you need to do.
Boo.
Here's what you need to do. If he proves he can get a platinum trophy, you should make him his own ID. Because years down the road, he can look back on that and be like, look at what I've accomplished.
Yeah.
Look what I've
accomplished.
accomplished.
Had that trophy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, it looks good for me.
I think.
So.
Right.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, now I just got to get him to play the Lego game so he can get those trophies unlocked. Say,
sure.
You got to do this, son. No, I'm just kidding. But that game was... It's a really fun game anyway. As a shooter, I enjoyed playing it. I know he enjoyed it, so...
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've got a pretty good list of more humorous games, but Brant, can you think of any games off the top of your head of just other games that you like playing around Halloween? They're like funny or goofy or, special DLC or anything that comes to mind?
Well, I don't own this game anymore, but I remember we were very fond of it back in the day, and that's Zombies Ate Your Neighbors.
Yes, so
which
good.
I'm sure is on your list.
We had it on Sega Genesis, right, sir?
Yes, yeah. And that's such a good game.
That
just a mindless shooter.
Right. And growing up looking for good multiplayer games on Sega Genesis, because a lot of times the games were like Sonic, where the first player was Sonic and the player 2 was just kind of like Tails, and they just kind of like, it didn't really matter what happened to them. But then certain co-op games like Toe Jam and Earl and like Zombies Ate My Neighbors, where you would actually split up. So you were really playing the game, and what you did mattered. And I think that's one of the reasons that Zombies Ate My Neighbors stuck with us. Because I just remember me and you sitting in your house playing, like we would rent it all the time.
Yeah. No, all you had to do was rescue all the humans.
Yep.
The huge baby. Remember that one? The huge baby alien that came after you and would stomp you.
Oh, yeah.
I liked how every level had its own
You guys
theme.
remember that Dorkly video?
Yes.
Whose baby is this? What is a baby doing in the middle of a zombie apocalypse? That was a funny one.
Dude, oh my gosh, man. There's so many good Dorkly videos. There was one I saw the other day I was going to tell you about, Matt, and I can't remember what it was. I have to look it up. I can't remember, but it was a good one.
They've gotten a little crazy. I've seen them try to do too much with like bringing characters into different universes, but every time they do one where it's like just Sonic and his universe, it's really funny. Or like just Mario and his, it's usually pretty funny.
Actually, I think it was. Well, did you see the one where they put Mario in the Pokemon universe? I don't know if you saw that one yet. It's pretty funny. Go check that out.
No.
But okay, Brant, to get back on the non-Halloween fun horror games. You are a pretty big fan of the Castlevania series, right?
Yeah, I enjoy the
What's
games.
more Halloween than hunting Dracula, right?
True that. Yeah.
Now,
I need to make Symphony of the Night like an annual Halloween game because
Okay.
that's like the perfect. That game is already top 10 game for me.
What makes that better than the other Castlevanias for you?
It's just the mixture of open world 2D design, RPG elements, and that half the game you can play the other half in an upside down castle, which is really pretty awesome. A major twist at the time. So it's just one of those awesome Metroidvania games that is just perfect to play. And it's not too frustrating either. Like some of those Castlevania games are very linear and just very hard to play now, but this one you can go back to and just have a good time with.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, it's been a long time since I played Castlevania. For a while, didn't they have, man, what was that called? There was a Castlevania game where it was kind of like God of War. Wasn't there? It was like a 3D. What was that game called?
Lords of Shadow.
Yeah, that's right.
Lords of the Shadow.
I remember you were pretty big on that when it first came out.
PS3, Xbox 360. Yeah, the first one was good. I heard the second one was pretty crappy.
Oh man, that sucks.
That was around when like Dante's Inferno and all those games were coming out to try and be like God of War.
And Dante's Inferno was actually supposed to be like a whole series, and it just never happened.
Yeah, because they didn't make enough money from it.
Right, because they wanted it to be like a movie, and they wanted it to be like a big long series, and that was when EA was really pushing, like, to make series.
Well, pretty much especially EA, pretty much every game they're trying to push is like a series. Like they're trying to make it the next big thing, and every game company that's AAA is doing this.
Right.
Yeah, it's sad to see the state of Castlevania now, because those games were hallmarks at the time, and so like Konami's sort of ripping down everything now and sort of destroying all their franchises in a way.
I mean, they kick out the guy who created Mega Man, and so he's making Mighty Number 9, and all they're doing is re-releasing old games, you know, and like you said, we talked about before, Resident Evil.
Well, that's Capcom.
Oh, sorry. What am I thinking? Yeah. Konami and Capcom. Konami's the one falling apart. They got rid of Metal Gear Solid 5.
Capcom's, they're doing.
I'm getting my companies mixed up.
I mean, with Resident Evil, you know, just sort of going off the rails with the horror elements and making more action.
Right.
But I guess they're trying to rectify that.
Sure.
We'll see.
Well, speaking of Capcom, I can't remember if this was Capcom or not, because I know it had Capcom DLC in it. Dead Rising. Now that's Capcom, right?
Yep.
That's yes.
Now I know that was it was a horror game when you're fighting zombies, but they made it as goofy as possible. And Matt,
Dead Rising 3.
Yeah,
right?
well, Dead Rising 3 and the other ones as well. But now, Matt, you played what? Dead Rising 1 and Dead Rising 3, right?
Well, yeah, because I heard 2 was terrible, and I mean 1 and 3 aren't like the greatest games in the world, but they were pretty fun.
And did you ever play that in co-op, or did you only ever play it single player?
I think I only played it single player.
Got it. I mean, that's a series, and if you haven't seen the movie, by the way, I don't know if it's still on. I think it's still on there.
There's
dude. Oh my gosh, dude, the Dead Rising movie is awesome. Like it's a made for, what do you want to call it? Digital download movie. It's called Dead Rising.
Yeah.
What was it called? Towers of. What was that called? But if you go,
it can't be a good movie.
No, dude. Well, here's the thing.
No.
It's a low budget B movie. And if you know that going in, dude, it's really enjoyable. Like, it is actually a really good movie, because they take the concept of the game, like they'll take like a long pole and they'll hook like a knife on one end and a chainsaw on the other, and they like hook up all this stuff to their car. And dude, it's actually a really good movie. You should check it out. It's on what's it called? Crackle. If you have Crackle, it's the same place the Joe Dirt movie was. Go on Crackle, and it was free. I don't know if it's still free or not, but they're making a sequel, actually. It's coming out because the first one did so well. They're making a sequel, and it comes out sometime in the spring. So, Matt, go on there and watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, the really awesome things about those games were the fact that you could grab like a teddy bear and just beat up zombies with a teddy bear. That was like the coolest thing.
Any weapon.
The bad part was, though, I remember in the first one, I liked it. The controls for, like, if you had a gun for actually shooting were not as smooth as other games, because it wasn't really made for that. It was made for, like, grabbing stuff and doing a lot of melee. But it was they try to do the system, and that's the one thing I don't like about the Dead Rising games, to where time just keeps going, and whatever you do, it doesn't matter what choices you make, which that's a great idea, except your character is never good enough, and you basically have to play through the game and suffer the consequences of not doing well at the game to then restart again, and now your player has earned his way up to like level 5 or 6 or something like that, or 10 or whatever it might be, and so you start the game again, but now you're level 10 and you have a whole bunch of upgrades that you can do, so it makes the game easier to go through. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. I guess it's their way of doing New Game Plus or whatever, but because of that, if you didn't save everybody or complete these particular missions, then everything just fell apart, and by the end of 3 days, you were done. And that's what happened to me. The first time I tried it, I couldn't complete it because I got to a point where I was trying to do one of these main missions, but the boss I was fighting was just too hard, and I just kept dying over and over again, so I kind of just gave up.
Well,
but
it sounds to me like
to the point where I was never going to complete
it sounds to me like you're just bad at the game.
Well,
right. Well,
no, three was fun though. I had that one, and that one.
Well, speaking of games that are a little bit easier, and Brant, I know you probably won't have much to say about this one, but this is a great horror game to pull out if you're a Nintendo fan. Luigi's Mansion. If you want to hunt ghosts, especially like it doesn't matter if you can get your hands on a GameCube or a Wii and you can play the GameCube version, check it out. It's a great game. It's actually pretty short. It's almost like Costume Quest, and I'm trying to think how long it is. It's like 4 hours maybe. It's really not that long. I mean, normally that's the game.
If you know what you're doing.
That's a game where for years, I haven't done it this year, but for years I pulled out every single year and I'd beat it on a weekend because you can beat it in like 2 days, 2 sittings. I would normally take it out. And also the sequel, Dark Moon, that came out. That was last year, right?
That one was awesome. It was a couple years ago.
And if you have a 3DS, buy it. It's just you're hunting ghosts, and in that game, you're Luigi and you're trying to save Mario, and you get stuck in this mansion full of ghosts. And your weapon is a vacuum cleaner and a flashlight. So what happens, you kind of turn your flashlight off and the ghosts come in view, and you turn the flashlight on, which stuns them, and you suck them into your vacuum, kind of like Ghostbuster style. Dude, those games are so good. Like, there's no reason for them to be good, but they are awesome. It's just, it's awesome. And there's nothing else like it out there that I can think of, because it's not really a shooter. I mean, it's not really a horror game. It's kind of like this thing Nintendo just sort of made.
Wait, going off of what you just said, Ghostbusters,
yes.
the video game.
Dude, that's a good one to bring up. I didn't think about that. Ghostbusters, the video game. Oh my gosh. Until the new movie comes out next year, this was like supposed to be kind of like the next actual story. It was supposed to be canon. And it's so good. They got all the original voice actors. I think I got all the original voice actors. I don't know if they got Bill Murray or not, but all the other actors I think are the original voice actors. And it's so good. The story is really funny. The combat is great. It's awesome. Ghostbusters, the video game. If you can check it out, it's probably super cheap.
They should make a Goosebumps. Like, did you ever have those Goosebumps books to where you chose which page to go to?
Yep. Choose your own Goosebumps. That's what they were called.
Yep.
Yeah, choose your own Goosebumps. Yeah.
Awesome.
They should make a Goosebumps game that's story oriented, like Telltale style, and you choose the outcome. Cool. Telltale should do a Goosebumps game.
That's it.
That would be cool, actually. So we'll see.
That's it. Yeah.
Themed.
They missed it
game,
though,
yeah.
because the movie came out this year.
Yeah, but they can always, they'll make a Goosebumps too.
But they're too busy. I mean, they just finished Borderlands. They are finishing up Game of Thrones. They've got Minecraft on the way. They said they've got another season of Walking Dead and what's the other game called? The one with the fairy tale werewolf one. What is that called?
The Wolf Among Us.
Yes, Wolf Among Us. They've got so many things on their plate, but if they could do a Minecraft game, or not Minecraft, sorry. Now I'm all confused. If they could do a Goosebumps game, that would be awesome.
Another Minecraft
That would
game.
be awesome.
Yeah, that would be a
Halloween
good
too.
franchise for them.
Right. That would be so cool.
Or any kind of horror.
I mean, if you guys have any...
Like, not zombie, but yeah, like campfire story thing.
Yeah.
That would actually be really cool if they could do that. Who knows? The possibilities are endless, right? But, do you guys have any other games to bring up? Because I've got a few more I want to talk about, unless you guys got stuff.
I do have one.
I can't think
I've
of
been
anything.
playing this the last few years.
Oh, Matt.
Oh, sorry. The last few years I've pulled this out. Simpsons Tapped Out, that game for iPhone and
that
stuff.
Is nothing
I know it's corny.
Did not know that was
there's only
coming.
about Yeah, there's only about 2 times that I really pull it out and like seriously try to do missions every day and progress the story, which I think it's written by the people who do Simpsons. I don't know. It's like just like, for those of you who haven't played it, Homer blew up Springfield and you're kind of rebuilding it. It's one of those games where it's like based on real time. It's a standard like phone game. But whenever there's a holiday, they always go all out and like bring in special buildings and characters and these special missions, and they change the whole look of Springfield. So like in Halloween, all the trees have the the color of leaves that leaves have during the fall. Like
the color that leaves have.
Stuff.
Yes, okay.
Okay, I get mixed up my words there, but it has the fall look, and some of the houses change. And I think this year I've been playing it. There's like a campfire, and the kids go to tell scary stories, and it makes either zombies or skeletons or snakes appear, and you gotta tap them every now and then to get. It's really fun, and it sets the Halloween mood. And then Christmas is the only other time I go back to it, because then everything's always covered in snow, and they put up Christmas lights.
That's hilarious. Well, one more game I want to talk about, which neither of you guys played, but I just want to mention because it was actually a lot of fun, and it was pretty funny. Lollipop Chainsaw. It's a zombie game where you're a cheerleader and you've got like your boyfriend's, because your boyfriend was getting turned into a zombie. So to save him, you cut his head off, but his head can still like talk to you. So you keep it with you. And dude, it's by Grasshopper Games. So Suda51, the same guy that did No More Heroes. It's pretty much the same kind of combat style and that same sort of humor. So if you like No More Heroes, I mean, you can get Lollipop Chainsaw super cheap. But that game, it's really short. But it was actually pretty funny, because if you can play a game where you're driving a giant combine and you're like chopping up zombies, and the song "Hey Mickey, you're so fine," like those songs are playing in the background, like it gives you that same kind of like, it just makes you laugh to yourself in the same way where like you're playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City and you were shooting a bunch of people down. It was playing Kids in America. Like it's the exact same. Like it's just
I remember that. That was
dude,
so
I'll never
great.
forget that. You brought Vice City over for the first time, and we were playing it, and we were in a boat, and we were driving down the
just
river,
a large yacht, just shooting this Tommy gun outside,
and Kids in America
all
was
these
playing.
guys.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, that
dude.
was great.
But yeah, it's that same kind of thing where you'll be playing, and these songs start playing while you're just fighting zombies with the chainsaw, like chopping them to pieces, and it's all about combos and things like that. And dude, it's so funny. But I mean, I don't know. Do you guys have anything else you want to add?
Oh man,
because I know there's if you're not into horror games, there are still a lot of really good humorous games, like we said, like Costume Quest and like Dead Rising or Luigi's Mansion or even Plants vs. Zombies, games that they're still sort of centered around Halloween, but it's not scary.
Yeah, and there's a lot of games that aren't horror and anyway that have horror elements in them that can be sort of goofy. Like, I don't know why I thought about this, but Super Mario 64, when you first go in the Ghost Mansion.
Right.
Yeah. Sort of the piano just suddenly starts biting at you. I mean, it was sort of scary in a way. You know, first 3D game you're playing, you know.
Dude, by the way, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's all I was going to say.
And by the way, I'll never forget when you started playing Star Wars Shadow of the Empire and you're fighting that creature, like that, what was it, like a tentacle creature in the water? You used to tell me that would give you nightmares.
Yeah, man. That's going way back.
I know.
I forgot about that game. When are we going to get a remake of that? It wasn't a very good game
Rendar,
now that you
man.
look back at it. But man, I remember playing... Yeah. Yep, I played so many hours of that. But it was great, though.
Awesome.
I think of Pokemon for some reason, and like the original one when you go to the Ghost Tower.
Oh yeah, what was that called? Lavender Town. Dude, you've heard the stories about Lavender Town, right? Where they said something with the music. Now this is obviously pretty sure it's an internet story, but when Pokemon first came out, there was a story that was floating around the internet where they said the music that plays in Lavender Town, it doesn't play in the American version. They changed the music. But they said over in Japan, it was causing mass suicides or something. Like, it's just like, dude, go online. Dude, no, seriously, go online and type in Pokemon Lavender Town. I don't know what you want to call it. Like,
Japanese version
well,
of music.
just something like, horror stories or, just something along those lines. I can even send you a link to it because I was actually reading it earlier today because they were talking about Halloween stories. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's something about the ghost town and the lavender town music. Dude, the story is just crazy. But sorry, go ahead.
So
Ben.
next week when we have Matt on, well, Matt won't be with us.
No, he will
due
not.
to unfortunate circumstances.
No, actually,
That's
I won't
okay.
be.
But yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the other one is the Pokemon. More recently, Pokemon X
Okay.
and Y. You went through like a mansion at one point that was haunted. It might have been that or Black and White. It might have been Black and White where you went through a mansion that was haunted at one point, and just that it had like a really cool feel for this October-ish kind of time of year. And I know especially since the newer Pokemons, they try to change the setting of the game based on what time of year it is. I don't know if I don't remember playing it in December or anything, so I don't know if they like put snow on the ground, but I think they usually follow some sort of clock
Right.
in those, and so
Cool.
yeah.
Well, with that, guys, we'll end our topic of the week. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. We kind of spread the love for those that aren't into scary horror games. But don't forget to stop by next week, because next week we'll be talking about zombie games with the creators of the game, Zombie Vikings, Zoink Games. So we're actually super excited about that. So make sure to tune in
super
next week.
pumped.
So it's going to be awesome. We also in the future,
I'm sad I'm gonna miss it.
also in the future, Matt, the one you will be able to sit in with us, and that is our first episode in November. So I'm just kind of throwing that out there right now. It's going to be a good one. But with that, guys, you know where you can find us. We're on Facebook, we're on iTunes, we're on Twitter at Life of Gaming Pod. You guys know you can find me on Twitter at JamesPlus12 and on Twitch and on Xbox Jamester0722. And what about you, Mr. Brandt?
You can find me on Twitter at @_the_Brant, on Facebook, Josh Brandt, and then on PSN -the_Brant. That's where I game, so hit me up.
Awesome. And what about you, Matt?
You can find me on Twitter at cpunkrock07, on Xbox at xmightymat14x, and my phone number is
And your social security number and your credit card number.
Yes.
Well,
We need it all, sir.
right. And one thing I forgot to mention, make sure to check out our new website, lifeofgaming.net. So we have all our content from my stuff on the Work Print and Digital Nerd Advocate. We've got Brant stuff for PlayStation enthusiasts. So make sure to check out that site. It's a network of everything Life of Gaming. But with that, guys, until next week, we are out.
Bye.
Later.